pick up where the stories are. Well, this is uploading here. So back over here. Hopefully I can remember that. Oops. I didn't want to select anything there. So, yeah, we'll call that. So now we're looking at this here. So, you want to look up The Lovely Bones, 2009, Susie Meets Harvey. So in this particular scene, this guy is he's a bad man. He's a the movie is about him getting rid of Susie, but in the process of getting rid of Susie, he does bad things. So it's a representation of uh, Paul coming over here pretending to be your daddy. So basically, there's one rule: no adults allowed. So when you hear him say "no adults allowed," that's talking about those 16 parallel universes that and eight universes. So there there's 8 times 3 universes, so there's 24 universes, but 8 of those universes has my good children living in the elemental universe inside their UFOs. So inside their UFOs, they've gone in there and they've clumped all the UFOs together around a black hole, and now they all live together in their UFOs, and they've been living in there for 200,000 years. So I want you to imagine living in a building for 200,000 years and not being able to put your feet on the ground, or not being able to look up into the sky or breathe normal oxygen, because that's where they're at. So, um, these guys, however, they have free range of um the universe. So the other 16 universes, that's including ours and the one above ours. There's no adults. That's what that means. There's no adults allowed there. So now we go over to this particular scene here. So there's Mr. Harvey. You see what he's doing to Susie there, because that's what's in control of creation. So the fact that he's touching her with that candle is a representation of these guys coming over here pretending to be the light, saying, "I am the light. Follow me. We're the light. We're the light." They're walking around in adult bodies, but they're not adults, man. They're just a bunch of kids posing as adults, man. That's what that represents. Them guys claiming to be the light when I'm the light. So he's talking to her. He's like, would you like a refreshment, Susie?" And then he reaches over to grab a Coca-Cola. And in doing so, that's the Coca-Cola bottle here. Okay. But you're going to see this dog's head. The dog represents God, because dog, spelled backwards, is God. God is dog. So when you see that dog's head after he grabs the bottle and he taps on it, the dog's head is going to move like that. It's a representation of, yes, when I'm telling you that a bunch of vile, disgusting kids running around in creation who put their souls inside of children are in control of creation, I'm not lying. It's true. The guy that comes over here pretending to be your father, he's nothing more than a child who likes running around doing things as a child that adults are doing. If you catch my drift, I have to be mindful of what I'm saying here, but he runs around as a child and does everything that adults do. So imagine a planet where you can get drunk as a child, you can drive a car as a child, or go dancing at a club as a child. When you see that the dogs' heads do that, I mean, it's true what I'm telling you. So you're going to see the head go up, and the head goes down. Head goes up, head goes up, head comes down. It means, yes, children are in control of creation. And I don't mean literally like children. What I mean is that bad word that you know, perhaps I should look that word up, then maybe you'll understand. So, you see that word there? That's what's in control of creation. So that's what the dog represents. The God. The God is in control of creation. Yes. So that's the later on you'll see the dog's head twice because it starts to slow down a little bit. It means yes. So later he goes and grabs a can opener, right? So you're gonna see this later. So that lighthouse is connected to the next scene. So there's these numbers, they basically represent Jaden, that's you because you're 25. Okay. Um the 18 is a representation of what can we do with that one? There's a song by Skid Row, like 18 in life. The 11 is just like we're basically at the 11th hour here, before we all get put away in prison because 18 in life. But also 25 to Life by Eminem. There's a song by Eminem called 25 to Life. There's a song called 18 in Life by Skid Row. And this is the 11th hour. If you allow these clowns to come over here, pretending to be the light, to allow them to get rid of me, everything in creation is gonna be vanished, gone. So we're in the 11th hour before we get 18 in life or 25 to life. So don't allow that to happen. So what that 25 means is that Jaden, you're the light. So this is what you want to look for. So that lighthouse is connected to Annihilation. In Annihilation, starring Natalie Portman, basically what happens here is she finds that lighthouse, she climbs into the lighthouse, and there's like an alien there who begins to transform and shift into a clone version of her. So to find that one, you might want to look up Annihilation Humanoid Mimicking Lena or Annihilation Ending Alien Scene Part 2. So what you're looking at here through the lighthouse, the two lighthouses, when the aliens come here, the UFOs, those are going to be their houses. They're not going to come here and get off the UFO and then instantly ask mankind for accommodations. They're not going to ask us for accommodations because the UFO is their accommodations. So the lighthouse represents people coming here claiming to be the light, living in UFOs as their houses. So they're going to tell you that they're the light. That's a representation of a UFO or their house, lighthouse. So that's connected to this lighthouse here, lighthouse. So if you allow them to take you onto the lighthouse or the UFO, that's you, and that's a clone version that they got ready to replace you. They will do that to you if you go on UFOs, and they'll replace you with a clone version of you who will have a neural link in the brain which the quantum computer can operate and mimic you. That's what this particular scene is about, but you wouldn't know that's what it's about unless I told you that's what it's about. So here the thing is squatting down, basically trying to analyze it, and then it begins to analyze Lena and act like her, like it acts like her, which is a representation of the neural link inside your brain. Think of all your mannerisms being stored on a hard drive in the brain. All your memories, and then when a neural link gets put in the clone, that the AI can flow that information into that neural link when it's created, so that basically all the information of who you are electrically that has been stored in your brain as electricity being stored on a hard drive can be put into a neural link and been put back into that clone version of you to create a robot version of you to imitate you, because that's what that scene is about. So here it's imitating her perfectly. Here it pushes her up against the door. That's a representation of you guys walking into go check out these UFOs, and then them guys putting you in a room saying, "Here, come check out this room here," and then a clone version of them, a clone version of you being in there already, or somebody in there getting rid of you, like literally getting rid of you, de-atomizing you, and then creating a clone version of you. There it is. Like, again, it's imitating her perfectly. It's a representation of a cloned version of you, which is nothing more than taking your DNA, putting the same amount of dirt on the medical bed as you, then reatomizing that DNA while putting a Neuralink in the brain instead. So they'll put a Neuralink in the brain that can imitate you. The Neuralink in the brain will take precedence over the soul, meaning your soul won't exist no more. You'll just fall asleep when they get rid of you. So here she's walking around, looking at the machine. That's a representation of them cloning you once they get you in the UFO away from civilizations and imitating you. So here she gives them a thing. I forget what they call those bombs. It's not a grenade. It's like a flash grenade, but it's more than a flash grenade because it creates fire. So when she's giving that person the grenade, it's a representation of them taking you, the people of Israel, onto the UFOs, getting rid of every single one of you, and then when you guys come back from wherever it is they take you, I'm imagining they're going to try to convince you to go flying into the stars with them. And who wouldn't want to take them up on that offer? You want to take us to see our home world? We'll take you back to where creation all started from. We'll take you back to our home world where the Israelites were originally created. That's what they're going to tell you. And then you're gonna buy that hook, line, and sinker. Like, what? I get to fly off the planet and go see my home world out in the universe? Sure. Then you all get on the UFOs. They all get rid of you, replace you with an android version of yourself, and it's that android version of yourself that is going to come back and cause a trouble. Because when you all come back, all 27 million of you come back to planet Earth after their little adventure, you're going to come back and proclaim yourselves as the creators, because you're not going to be yourselves anymore. You'll all be dealt with. And I mean dealt with, I mean that. They'll get rid of you, make a machine out of you, and it's the machines that come back combined with the other machines that will enlist the help of the other people here from Christianity and Islam to wage war against the other half of mankind, to allow them to get rid of me and then get rid of the other half of mankind, with the assumption that only those that believe in their stories will get to go see where the home planet of the Jewish people are, which will enlist all the Christians and all the Islam people to fight, so that you can get on a UFO ticket back to that home world, only to be dealt with that way. That's their plan. That's what's going to happen. That's what this particular scene is about. And that bomb, it's a representation of Israel being taken to some distant planet to be eradicated and then come back as robots so that they can cause a war. So this is a representation of you as a human going somewhere, but coming back as a machine or an alien, because these aliens are not real. So that when she lights the grenade, it's a representation of you coming back to mankind to start a war. Because when they get rid of you, every single human who's from Israel, and come back as a bunch of robots from Israel, that's when you're going to start a war, because she'll then have control of everything. She'll be able to say, all those people will say, we're the creators. We've seen that planet where we came from. We're the bosses, not that Native American guy. All those who believe in us shall have eternal life. So only those that believe in us shall have eternal life. And then they'll say, because you Asian people don't believe in the Bible, we're going to start a war against you. You African people, we don't believe in the Bible, we'll start a war against you. Everyone who doesn't believe in the Bible will start a war against you. And that's what starts the civil war. And then, the people that do believe in that, they begin fighting us, the other half that don't believe it, and they start a war. And then they start waging war against us, and then they eradicate us, get rid of me, get rid of half of mankind, take the other half of you that do believe in Israel being the bosses, because you want to fly over to that planet too and see what's happening. When they get you on the UFOs, they get rid of you too, and this war ends. And that's how they've done it for the past 9 lives, and that's how they think they're going to do it again this life. But they don't know, if I perish this lifetime, everything in creation gets rewound back to the beginning of time. So she takes off out the door. There's 2 choices here for you, Israel. You can allow them to put you on the UFO and wrangle you up like cattle, where they can get rid of you, where there's nobody there to watch you, and you'll come back as machines to start a war. Or you can follow me out that door and see where it leads you. So I'm telling you to follow me out the door, because that's a human going out the door. If you go on their spaceships, you're not going to come back. They're going to get rid of you and replace you with an android. That's you as an android coming back, causing a war. So if you exit now and don't and listen to what I'm saying and have a think logically, would you just get into a car with a stranger? Would you tell your kids to get into a car with a stranger? Would you tell your kids to hitchhike everywhere they go? No, you wouldn't, because it's dangerous. Would you tell your kids to welcome every stranger into the house that walks by the street who looks like they need a drink of water? No, you wouldn't, because that's dangerous. So why should it be any different with a strange race of people that come here claiming to be your mommy and daddy, asking you to go somewhere with them? Because if you go somewhere with them, they're gonna get rid of you. So this here is a representation of a snake, because that's a hole. Snakes live in holes in the ground. It's a representation of the aliens coming here posing as your mommy and daddy, being a bunch of snakes in the grass that you can't trust. Or them guys being Lucifer, or the guys they're the bad guys pretending to be the good guys. That's the light. That's them pretending to be the light, but meanwhile they're a snake in the grass, or they're Lucifer. Not me. So the thing crawls in the ground later, and then the lighthouse turns on fire. It's a representation of them deatomizing your body, because the fire that powers their nuclear fusion reactors, or the hydrogen that powers their nuclear fusion reactors, creates a star in the nuclear fusion reactor. So that's what the fire represents. Them getting rid of your body by deatomizing it and replacing you with a clone in their lighthouse, or in their house in the air where they claim to be the light when they're not the light. They're the dark. So the next video you want to watch is V, original TV miniseries. They arrived, okay? So they're coming here. They're going to come here in their UFOs. And there's going to be 8-mile wide UFOs. You'll see the UFOs flying over the cities. You know, they're going to claim to be your friends, but what that really means is this is like Israel, and this is the Israelite overlords pretending to be our friends, and that's Israel advocating for these aliens, saying we're the mother and father of all creation because here's our mommy and daddy. But meanwhile, the rest of mankind saying, whoa, just don't jump on the bandwagon. Israel, just because they claim to be the mother and father of all creation. Didn't you hear a goddamn word that Anthony said, that those guys are dangerous, that they're predators? So, you know, friendship is universal, right? They'll come here with some nonsense, but this here is a representation of them claiming to be the grandmother and grandfather of all creation. That's they're going to say that there's a Israelite grandfather and an Israelite grandmother. And that's more than likely God, right? Pretending to be Yahweh. So he's going to come here with the exact same story that I'm telling you, only they're going to spin it in a way that it's Israelite people in control, which is a big lie. Don't believe them. So then you see this guy standing there with a mask and a gun. So they're hiding behind a mask with an ulterior motive to use their guns to get rid of all mankind, including you, Israel. You're their number one objective, because if they can get rid of every single human who's from Israel, then they can replace you with machines. Then their plan, their snowball begins to build traction. It's like grabbing a ball of snow at the top of a hill and pushing it down the hill, because it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. So if they can grab that snowball, get rid of every single Israelite by promising you to show you the homeland, like the homeland, which means a different world in the Milky Way universe, you're going to jump on the UFOs thinking you're going to go see that home planet or the promised land, and they'll get rid of you, replace you with a clone. And when that happens, that snowball begins to pick up traction, because they're going to come here, come back, and proclaim you guys as the rulers, because you'll come back and say, we've seen it, guys. We've seen our home world. It's true. The Israelites are in control of creation. And then the minute mankind starts to hear that, the people of Christianity, Islam, the snowball begins to pick up traction. And the more traction it picks up, then the more closer we are to the civil war and allowing them to eradicate the rest of mankind, and then take the rest of you who do believe in their lives up in the space where they'll get rid of you too. That's their plan. They're going to lie to you. So in V, you're going to see this guy with snake eyes. It's just a representation of pulling the old bait and switch. Don't you know that in the book, Satan is a deceiver? I'm not a deceiver. I'm not lying about what took place in this bedroom. In fact, I'll tell you exactly what took place here through my own words on any stage that you like. What I don't agree with is people coming here claiming to be your mommy and daddy and bringing a tape of me, my most intimate moments here, and playing it for the world so they can hear what I said here in my most intimate moments, where I assumed I was, being only listened to by one person at Rogers, or hopefully, the OPP. I thought maybe the OPP were watching, but no. If it's just a person at Rogers, hopefully you can come forward, Rogers. If not, I assumed I was, by myself, but now the stuff that I do here by myself could be broadcast to the world because of these guys claiming to be your mommy and daddy and trying to force a tape that they fabricated down your throats. Don't let them play that tape because I don't want it being played here. What took place here is my most intimate moments by myself, but I don't mind telling you what I did here, my most intimate moments. There's a difference. And because I'm willing to speak the truth, it means I'm not a deceiver. One of us has to be a deceiver. And if I'm speaking the 100% truth of what I did to save you guys, then that means that I'm not the deceiver. And if I'm not the deceiver, then that must be the deceiver. Because one of us can only be, speaking the truth. And if I'm speaking the truth, then what the hell are they speaking? Because both of us can't be speaking the truth. So it means that they're the snakes, man, not me. That's what the eyes are, snake eyes, Satan. So when you see this girl here, she rips off the guy's face. It's a representation of me getting a signal over the parallel universe where my good children can fly over here near UFOs and with 100% certainty reveal these other guys as being a bunch of snakes in the grass or liars. And that's what needs to happen. You need to do your due diligence and not believe every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes knocking on your door claiming to be your mommy and daddy, because they're not. They're a bunch of kids running around with free range who need to be dealt with swiftly and angrily. Snake in the grass. So that's a representation of them telling you, you want to go see the promised land? We'll show you the planet where you originally came from. You get on board with their plan, Israel, and they'll get rid of every single person from Israel. Every single man, woman, and child that gets on that UFO is going to be dealt with that way and replaced with a clone. And that's what the lighthouse represents. In the other video of the lovely bones, along with the other video from Annihilation. They're coming here to annihilate you, Israel, so they can replace you with robots, so they can create a civil war here in mankind and get rid of the other half of mankind. They take the other half that believe in the lies up into space and get rid of them there too. And that cannot be allowed to happen. So don't be stupid and jump on the bandwagon when they come here, because they have a plan to get rid of you. That's just you guys going in your UFOs to check it out, and then them guys getting rid of you. So this here was, I'll put this in there. So, this was taken at January 11th, 12:57 p.m., okay? And this was taken at January 11th, 1:01 p.m. So this is 4 minutes after this video was taken. So after I took this screenshot, I put the radio on and I was making myself some lunch. So look at that one more time. So 12:57, January 11th, 2026, 11:57. January 11th, 1:01 p.m., iHeartRadio. The song that was playing is One Man Army, Our Lady Peace. So that Our Lady Peace refers to potentially a timeline where Alma could become the mother of all creation. If you afford me the opportunity to prove to you that I'm the creator, in the event that these other four ladies, they don't want to step up to the plate and become the mother of all creation, well, then that job falls to Alma. And she can be Our Lady Peace. So you need to weigh your pros and cons. Do you want to be the subject of two people who come from outer space claiming to be your mother and father? Or do you want to afford me the opportunity to prove that I'm the creator so that we can get rid of those liars and then give that position to Alma in the event that these other four ladies don't want it? Because that means that you, Israel, will become the mother of all creation while standing beside me as the father. And I need to be afforded that opportunity so that we can deliver peace to mankind. One-man army. Right now I'm a one-man army. So take these plastic people, these aliens that are coming around here, who are androids, read their lips, now let it linger. Is there anything that makes them sound sincere? Anything that makes these guys sound sincere? Come on, tightly, hold your hand. Take a deep breath, give them the finger when they come here. Are you worried that your thoughts are not quite clear? So, Twitch, overlooked, unfit appearance. I remember following it. I remember marching like a one-man army through the blaze. I know I'm coughing. I believe in something. I don't want to remember falling for your lies. Don't fall for their lies. Give them the finger when they come here. And that's what that means. So the connection to that story there means they're plastic people. They're not real. They're coming here to turn you into plastic people if you get on their damn spaceships and allow them to do that. So give them the finger when they come here. And so you want to listen to that, One Man Army. And you want to also listen to How to Save a Life, because I'm trying to save your life, Israel. Do not get on that UFO with them, because they have an objective to get rid of every single person from Israel and replace you with a plastic version of yourself or a robot, so that you can come back here, declare yourselves the creators, enlist the help of your brother in Islam, and enlist the help of your brother in Christianity to create a civil war to get rid of the other half of mankind with the help of the aliens, to get rid of me, and then take the other half of you, Christianity, Islam, onto their spaceships, take them back to some promised land that ain't really there so that they can get rid of you. And when that happens, everything in creation gets rewound back to the beginning of time, because this is Ragnarok. So, those are the videos you got to watch. That's this little story that I needed to tell you. So, I'll give you a recap of your videos. So, you're now looking at The Lovely Bones. Susie meets Mr. Harvey. You want to look maybe at Discovering the Truth Scene, Annihilation, but this is the one I used here. Annihilation, Humanoid Mimicking Lena, or Annihilation, Ending Alien Scene Part 2. Yeah, it's Part 2 I used. Then you want to look for V, the original miniseries trailer. And then you want to look for One Man Army, Our Lady Peace. And then How to Save a Life. Because I'm trying to save your life by making you think logically and not getting in a large ego when an alien comes here telling you that you're, this or that. Don't do it. Don't get on that UFO, because they have an objective, more sinister objective, to get rid of you. I'm only looking out for your best interest, gal. And what was your name again? Let me see. Oh, I don't want to look up the name again. Oh, I have to look it up. I look at your name is associated with the V. Jaron. All right, so Jaron and gal, I'm only looking out for your best interest, because your 4 daughters are the four angels in Revelation, and you have a chance to potentially become the mother of all creation. So I'm looking out for your best interest, just like it said in the Cinderella. Was it Cinderella or no? It was the Creator trailer where it says look after her, because that girl's name was Maya. The one girl, his name was Maya. So I'm trying to look out for your best interest, which means I'm trying to look out for your daughter's best interest, and I'm trying to look out for your race's best interest by protecting your lives, by telling you don't get on that UFO. Please don't get on there.